Previously, on Dandies in Danger.
Alright, do we all know what we're doing?
Invisibilia corpus.
And you are, for all intents and purposes, invisible.
Let's just say,
And he feels himself change, and then he puts on the clothes. He makes his way to the elevator, and there are other people on their way with other trays of food, and he just slips right in with them. He's in.
I'm no longer Liam Bardsley. I am Charles Wickham.
And when he looks down at his hands, they are different hands.
How is it that you know how to do this? I don't imagine you've had quite as many dalliances as Daniel.
I used to wear these clothes.
I don't know if Adrian's gonna understand. Zachary, can you slip through that door over there? Can you slip under the door and open it?
Oh, you mean through the shadows? Yeah.
See.
After he changed and transformed and whatnot, he would have gone over to the bell tower to try out his key to get in.
And he hears some sort of contraption moving. It reveals an elevator.
Well, then he's going to, in whatever manner is appropriate, select 5.
They see a huge, wide hallway with very big cells. There are hunters around here kind of patrolling the area. There are guards.
Audite credite. I am supposed to be here.
He nods and he moves aside, but you don't see any angels. You don't sense any of that angelic power on this level.
They're not here. We have to try the lower level.
Liam is going to stride with confidence towards the door. Zach, is there any way that you can get that one open over there?
One of the guards steps up and stops Liam. Permission?
Gabriel wanted me to come down here. The longer he has to wait, the more upset he is, and then the more upset he is, the more upset I am.
Because you rolled a 21, he sweats a little and he steps aside.
He sees Liam going over to the door with all the confidence in the world. Zachary times it and has the door swing a little, and then Liam takes it the rest of the way.
So you go down these stairs, you see a long hallway of stretching, meandering, what feels like catacombs. Zachary feels something release, and he might look down and notice he can see his hands.
I don't understand.
30 minutes is up.
Oh, now I understand.
Far down the hall, a little creature runs, and it looks back at you, and it is Minoge's civet.
The civet!
Hi, my name is Elijah. My pronouns are he, him, and I play the voice of Zachary Wilkos.
Hey, I'm Cass. My pronouns are she, her, and I voice Liam Bardsley.
Hi, I'm Chess. Pronouns he, she, they, and I voice Daniel Pritchard.
Hi, I'm Toast. Pronouns are she, they, and I play the voice of Adrian Edwards.
Upon entering the 6th level, all of you become aware of a deeply disturbing and dark energy. I would like you all to roll a d8 to determine how high your fright meter is.
That energy is not the civet, right?
I sure hope not.
I mean, you would have to roll a perception to see,
okay.
where that's coming from.
That's true.
I got a 3.
Oh, I got a 1!
So Daniel's at a 3.
Cool as a cucumber, Zachary.
Zach's at a 1. How about everyone else?
This ain't his first rodeo.
Oh, shit.
It for sure is.
I'm full.
Adrian's right at 8. Okay. That means your fatal flaw is in effect.
Liam also rolled an 8, so
cool.
I am fully freaked out right now.
We weren't ready.
Well out of my depth.
The Pashas were not ready.
Now I believe that means you roll...
We roll a d6 to determine how many turns once we get into combat we'll be rolling with our flaw.
Oh, no.
What'd you get?
6!
Oh, man.
Ooh, I got 1. Ha ha ha. Only 1 turn.
Okay.
Wow.
So you guys are in a semi-combat time and place right now.
Huh?
Semi.
Are things gonna be jumping out at us?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Well, I know, but I'm not going to tell you. Easiest
Okay,
way
well,
to say that
what
is I don't know. Oh, sorry for lying. I cannot be trusted. Okay, so Adrian is a bit overwhelmed by just how scary this is. It is very dark. The starkly lit wall of stone seems almost to swallow the sparse torchlight scattered down the long hallway. There's a thick smell of clay and something else familiar to all of you, the dry, earthy scent of the dust of bone. Liam feels a little choked up, as if it's a little harder to breathe, and he is also quite terrified. Stepping down these stairs was met with the breath of a dry and decaying beast. That is hyperbole.
Okay.
To make you feel like you're being digested by this building.
Thank you.
There's no actual beast. Okay.
That we know. Yeah.
that you know of, but there is danger. This hall of death and stagnation makes the lively little civet halfway down the hallway that much more noticeable. What do you want to do?
Can I do a really quick perception check to... Can I get a vibe check on that civet?
Yes, go
Okay.
ahead. They're quite a distance away from you, though.
Okay. And I'm rolling with a d20, right?
Yeah, roll d20. Don't add anything because you're too far away.
I am too far away, that's a 5.
What were you checking for?
The goal, the idea was to be like, kind of bloodhoundy, but with like magic, and be like, oh, I'll know where that thing is if I can get a trace of like that
Are you looking for the civet?
magic sense. Yeah, because I have a feeling...
You can see it.
Yeah, but...
So you were looking for the magical signature
Yeah.
of this civet,
because
if it had one.
because the halls are so windy that
Okay.
I want to like, I know it's good. It's a civet. It's gonna run away.
It's straight ahead of you, down a straight hall.
Zachary points at it and he is like, should we go after it?
What do you all want to do?
Well, Zachary, you saw that whenever you looked in the mirror earlier. Maybe it's also here for the same reason we are. Let's go after it.
Yeah, alright, I'm game.
It's our only option, I think.
Is everyone running after it?
Yeah.
Okay. The civet hears your footsteps and, of course, turns tail and starts running.
Oh.
Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
All right, you continue running after it?
Yeah.
Okay. Suddenly,
Oh, fuck.
Oh no. Oh no, I don't like that.
Wait, this was dumb.
suddenly, you hear something. You hear a very loud metal click, and then you hear a buzzing, and then there is a bright blue light as this orb comes out of the floor. This blue orb comes out of the floor, and I want you all to roll a saving throw. Add nothing.
Great.
15.
15 for Zach,
Also 15.
15 for Adrian,
10?
10 for
Sir.
Liam. Okay.
We
What
got
about
Oh,
Daniel,
I need
too.
to. Okay. Yeah, I'm a player too. Totally forgot.
You're not just an evil mastermind.
That's true. I'm really enjoying that position though. 17 for Daniel. Okay. So,
Well, I mean, good for Daniel.
His longer legs really helped him to just...
Liam still looks like Charles Winchester. I don't know if that makes literally any difference to what's about to happen, but...
Liam still looks like Charles. Daniel still looks like Anna Summers. Adrian looks like
Peregrine.
Zach is visible now and he looks like himself. That makes zero difference. This burst of blue light explodes, and thankfully, Zachary, Adrian, and Daniel were able to react quickly enough to get out of danger. But Liam is still extremely tired from the fencing matches. Even though it is the next day, his body got quite the workout yesterday, so he's still sore. It is difficult for him. He would normally be nimble, but he is hit with 7 damage. But don't alter your HP yet, because you have a bond with Fergus, and he gave you a boon of protection, so you have 20 defense. So does Adrian. So your shield gets hit, and now it has 13 defense, so you can write that down. Now you only have 13 defense. But you suffer no injuries whatsoever. As this blue light explodes at you, you feel the rush of wind of that explosion, and all the other lads are looking at Liam like, because he's definitely in the line of fire, but you feel it kind of like brush over you.
Oh, badass.
And
Excellent.
you feel this inch-tall shield around your entire body just kind of cast it over you like aerodynamically, and it just rushes past you, and you suffer nothing.
Zachary sees Liam kind of come out of the dust and gives a sigh of relief, like, oh. And he goes, alright, new plan. We don't just go running into the darkness.
Yes, that... Oh.
I'll agree with you there, Zachary.
Liam, are you alright?
I'm all right. Strangely enough, I think it was Fergus. I'm all right. I'm unscathed. Let's see if we can catch up to that creature, but maybe a little bit more carefully.
Okay.
Can I roll perception
Yes.
to look around at our environment more carefully now?
Yes, any of you
Okay.
can do that.
Yeah,
I'll
can
also go
Zachary,
ahead.
Are we adding our wisdom?
Yes, add your wisdom.
What was that?
can Zachary like specifically look for magical stuff?
Sure, if you wanna,
I
if
don't
you
know
want
if
to
he
like
gets any kind of advantage or something to that.
add your arcane
I will.
plus your wisdom if you want to look specifically for something magical.
Okay. So 17.
17.
So I'm sensing for any close magical. Also, we just ran forward. Where in the map are we?
Let me show you.
Are there any other tunnels around?
You guys are about here.
For the listeners, we've run straight, we've passed a tunnel on the right, we've passed one tunnel on the left, and now we're parallel with another tunnel that's off on our right.
Yes.
But the civet is still ahead of us.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't like how this place is shaped. It gives me very uncomfy feelings.
Yeah. Liam rolled an 11 for perception, so...
Yeah, Adrian rolled a 9.
Okay, so Zachary is the only one who can sense anything.
You got roll 2.
Okay.
We need your help, man.
Oh, nat 20.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Daniel.
Daniel's seeing.
Special eyes.
With his special eyes. So, Zachary, you were looking for specifically magic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You sense a presence, a living presence, off to the right, to the tunnel you're right next to.
All right.
And then also, you sense this place is full of spirits and intense magic and intense suffering.
Okay.
It is everywhere, like baked into the walls.
Okay. He turns to the others and he quickly conveys, alright, from what I can gather, there's something living, I don't know if it's good or bad, over in that area. He kind of actually lowers his voice a little. So I think we want to avoid that, just as a general rule. But it could also be the angels we're looking for. Also this place, pretty bad feeling altogether, so...
Yes, I sort of got that one.
I agree with you there, Zachary. I'm not enjoying myself.
Yeah, but it's baked into the walls, so whatever little spiritual thumbprint that is, I don't know if that means it can sense us back, is all I'm saying. So, all the walls living? I don't know, but...
Right, well then, careful, but at a good pace then, I suppose, lads.
There appears to be a large room all the way directly in front of us, and it seems that is where the civet is heading.
Good eye. Alright, I suppose we should proceed with caution and forward.
You're going forward?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would like Liam to move to the front of the group, please.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
The civet is still running.
Adrian tries to go pss, 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 pss.
Roll for pss, pss, pss.
Did we learn this creature's name? We did, didn't we?
You've learned that
It's a girl.
Manoj refers to it as she, her,
Yeah.
but that is it. As you're moving forward, you hear what sounds like a little girl's voice say, Ura Father that art in heavens, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come to, be thy will done in earth as it is in heaven. You hear this little prayer in Middle English, coming from the room where you sensed a living being, or at least a spirit.
Can the others hear it?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, I don't know what that is, says Zachary.
You hear it echoing.
I really don't know what that is. Can you sense anything?
Like what?
Just, in general, can you sense that it's like a separate... So I'm sorry. So he senses that it's from that room over there, but the sound is echoing all around.
The sound is echoing off the walls, but it is coming from that room.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he just says, alright, I don't know what that is, but I don't think that's what we're looking for.
Was it his speaking a prayer, though?
Would... Ignore it.
I think we need to be focused and go onward.
You want to keep going straight?
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
we should.
I suppose we can always come back to check in there if
Oh,
the angels
sure.
aren't in the larger room.
That...
Well, Zachary, would a demon be saying a prayer like that?
They might.
He kind of stares at you because he's not sure, but he wouldn't put it past a demon, but he's not sure how to tell you that. He thinks about it for a sec, and he has like this locked, strained eye contact with you as he flits through the files in his mind to come up with an answer, and then he gradually looks away and he goes, maybe. And then he...
The civet disappears into the room at the very end.
Well, let's check there, and if they're not there, we'll have to explore the rest of the place, so...
May as well explore the big obvious room first, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you move forward, you find a small trail of dried blood stretching from a corridor to your right, and then coming out, and then moving forward into the hallway in front of you, towards that room.
Second thought.
Unsanitary workplace.
Yes. I don't actually know if going into the room with all the blood is a good idea, actually, though.
That's where the civet went.
Yeah, but...
Well, I mean, perhaps they're torturing these beings, aren't they?
Yes, probably.
Could be angelic blood. Maybe you should taste it.
I'm
What?
sorry.
What?
Look,
How much angel blood do you think he ingests?
I don't know.
It's all right. We'll just keep going.
No taste tests.
Whatever they are, they might be hurt in there. So let's take a look.
I am a doctor after all.
I'm not.
What?
Roll a d20.
Add anything? Oh,
No,
we're about to
not
get
yet.
blasted. Fuck.
Can I add my persuasion to charm the blast into not hitting me? Oh, 16.
16.
Thank God. Wait.
It's okay. I mean, I'm in front.
The dice
Liam
are
got a
cursed
4.
again. Fuck. I got a 10.
Okay, interesting.
Ugh.
The narrative, for whatever reason, doesn't want Liam to be a tank.
No.
Oop, Daniel got a nat 1.
Oh,
So,
Oh,
okay.
he's dead.
No.
Well, nothing has happened yet, except that you all feel more uneasy.
shit. Great.
Now, what are you doing?
I decided I don't like this.
You can't see the civet anymore. It's just disappeared into the room down.
Is there a closed door blocking off visibility, or could we just peek our little
It's
heads
open.
around?
There seem to be no doors here.
I would like to peek my little head around.
Well, how close are we? What are you peeking around?
I'm just plunging ahead in order to keep things moving, that I would like to look into the room.
So you guys are about, like, right here?
Okay.
So you have a great amount of stretching corridors around you, and then there's that big room. The civet went here.
Okay. I would like to continue moving towards the big room then.
Yeah, I will go halfway with you.
Okay.
Because if something is up,
You stay a little bit back?
yeah.
That's good. That's good. Cautious Zach. Strategizing.
He can also probably tell you if, like, hey, that's a real bad vibe.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Roll a d20 for perception.
Okay.
All of us?
Yes.
Add anything? Wisdom.
Wisdom. Daniel got a nat 1. He's not going to help anyone.
I got a 23.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
very good.
Adrian spies what looks like a carved circle with a bunch of sigils and symbols in it, and a faint blue glow towards the entrance of the second handful of corridors on your right. It is close by to where you are walking.
So that's not in front of us, that's on our right.
Yes, it's near you guys.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say Adrian was walking near Liam, and he grabs him, and he's like, there's something glowing on the floor.
Let's not step on that then.
Well, no.
And the carved sigils are exactly the same thing you saw in the explosion that you had earlier.
Okay,
And
so
the
that's trapped.
the blue glow is exactly the same.
Okay. Very good.
Well, don't go that
There is
way.
space to walk around it if you wanted to go off that way, but you guys are going straight so far.
Alright.
Good to know whenever we double back.
The trail of blood leads in. You can hear the civet scurrying in there. Roll a d20.
Adding anything?
No.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20.
14.
9.
Okay. Moving on.
Daniel?
Huh?
He got an 11.
Okay.
You're all okay. Are you continuing to go forward?
Yes. We're going in the room.
Okay.
Or at least peeking.
If
Yeah.
so you're right at
Going
the
to the
entrance to the
doorway.
room.
Yes.
The room is shaped like a large circle, and you see circle carvings on the ground. And you see a 7-pointed star, and you see a bunch of little symbols and writing in a bunch of different languages. And you see the civet. Or you hear the civet. It's quite dark.
How dark is it? Like, are there torches, or is
There are a
this-
few torches.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my light cantrip.
Okay.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah, so Zachary holds out his hand, and he summons a little ball of light by saying, Lux intus lux fers, and a little ball of light shows up in his hand.
And it lights the place more easily. You can read the stuff a little more easily because it's not flickering anymore. And most importantly, you see the civet, and it is over against one of the walls. And it seems to be scurrying and like picking apart pieces of the wall, or trying to, and then it looks back at you guys.
Adrian goes pss, pss, pss again.
Does the civet seem to be holding anything in its mouth? Does it seem to have anything on it, or does it just look like it's its own?
It looks like it's got nothing on it.
Okay, well, the civet led us here, and so Zachary kind of frowns. He's super unwilling to go into that room, like, fully. Do any of the symbols look like the kind of symbols that had exploded earlier?
Some of them look similar, but there's a
But they
lot
could
more
mean something
complexity.
else. Yeah.
Did you say there were various languages around?
Yeah.
Liam speaks French and got probably a kind of rudimentary Latin teaching that he wouldn't remember quite as well from his tutoring. Is there anything he's able to parse out from the words?
There's very little Latin.
Okay.
But what Liam might recognize from his teachings as well is that it looks like a lot of this is in Greek.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bunch of other languages he doesn't quite recognize.
Any in Italian?
No.
Okay.
Zach know
Does Zach know Italian?
No, I'm just curious. Sorry.
Is there any in Lithuanian? Huh. Interesting. Yeah.
You know. Well, is there any in German? Okay, so it's like really old. We're talking old ancient languages.
Ancient languages.
Okay.
Okay.
Old magic languages.
So we're in a circular room. We're standing at the entrance. If the entrance that we're standing at were 6 o'clock on a clock, where in the room is the civet scratching?
It's around 12, actually. It's right in front of you.
Okay.
Is it possible to walk around these circles and markings, or is it like coating the whole floor?
It's possible to walk around them.
Okay.
There's about 3 feet space all around it.
We seem to have it cornered, and I can devise a plan in which we could catch it. But what would we do with it if we got it?
As you're trying to plan something, it digs deeper into the wall, and because you have your light, you all see this. You hear bones cracking, and then you see the creature deflate, and it takes on the appearance of like a freshly skinned hide, and then it squeezes between the cracks in the walls and disappears.
Never mind, I've decided I want nothing to do with that.
Have you
Real
entered
question.
the room?
Real
No,
question.
we're still at the door.
Hang on.
Okay.
Did it flatten itself like a ferret might pancake itself, or was it like obviously supernatural the way it squanched?
It's extremely supernatural.
Okay.
It's squeezed in an impossible crack.
Well, I think that's rather a dead end for us. I think we should check some of the other tunnels.
Okay, yeah.
So you're not going to enter this room.
No.
No.
Okay.
I assume you would have told us if there was any visible angels in there, so I think we're gonna just...
You did not see anything. And since you all have one of Fergus's feathers on you, everyone, not just Zach, can see supernatural beings.
Okay.
All right.
I want you all to roll a d20.
Oh.
12.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Oh, I forgot Daniel. Okay. Nothing happens. So as you turn away, you still have that trail of blood, and now you have all the rest of this place to explore.
Fucking huge. Well, now you could taste the blood if you wanted to.
You know, I hadn't considered that.
It's all been dried and caked on the
And I'm going to
ground.
continue not considering it.
Well, I suppose we could always try to follow this trail of blood. It might lead us to the angels. Fergus had said that they were suffering greatly.
It's our only clue.
The blood was not going into the big room. The blood was going somewhere else.
It was leading.
It could be going either way. It
Well,
could be
can you
leading
tell
out
how
of the large room.
Are there drag marks that indicate the direction it's been going in? Is it just blah,
Yes,
blah, blah?
but it's hard to tell exactly
I
which
wouldn't know
direction
how
that
to
is.
tell which direction somebody was being dragged in, honestly.
Well, if it's really smeared anyway, it doesn't matter.
It does go into that room that you're not entering, and then it heads down the hallway a little, and then it turns off towards the south.
Okay.
Either we follow this and perhaps find the angels, or we follow it and find something horrible, but we don't have anything else to go on at the moment.
No, I agree with Adrian. I think we should follow them. And quickly.
Yes, let's go.
All
Right. So you start heading down the hallway. You avoid the trap, but so now it's at your left. There's that hallway with the trap in front of it, and then there's a hallway right after it, and that is where the blood is leading.
Okay.
Okay, we go after the blood.
You're all heading down?
Yes.
Yeah.
please.
Roll a d20 against me.
12.
I have a 2.
What did Liam get?
3.
Oh god.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe small numbers are better this time.
Yeah. I'll let you keep thinking that for 0.2 more seconds.
As you head down this hallway, you hear the little girl praying in Middle English still. Then you also become aware of something very cold near you, and you see something kind of like spider webs on the air. And as you look up, you see that it's actually a woman floating on the air.
Great!
And she has
Good.
tatters flowing behind her. She's facing away from you, staring at nothing.
I think Adrian goes, and he grabs onto Liam.
I'm gonna give Zachary another fright.
How about everyone takes a fright?
I'm already full.
I'm quite full, thanks.
Okay.
Enough for me.
I'm gonna give Daniel a fright.
In fact, Zachary's gonna take 2. I'm realizing this really disturbs him.
She's just on the air and she says, "We've been walking for years. My legs are gone. There are strips of flesh blending with the tattered rags flowing behind her, and her legs are indeed completely gone. And she seems to be trying to move forward. There's a very faint wind blowing her gently, but she's unable to move anywhere.
Okay, this is sending Zachary into a panic attack, so I'm gonna give him 2 more.
Zach is at 6
Yeah.
currently.
Yeah, Adrian's doing his very best not to scream.
Daniel kind of touches his throat, as is apt for people to do when they are afraid, and he is breathing very stiffly.
Steady on.
He's trying to ground himself.
Zachary's like very quiet, and whoever is closest to him, like both hands kind of go out to whoever is closest to him, and he is quietly but gently. His eyes are locked on this person, on this figure that's floating, but he's like pulling them to keep going, and he's just like so quiet.
Like to go past her onward?
Yeah, to
Okay.
just keep going.
I want you all to roll a d20 again.
Oh, nat 20.
Cool.
19 for Liam.
7.
Daniel got a 5. So you are continuing to head down that hall? The blood leads you past that little room where the girl is praying, and past the woman who can't move, hanging on the air. And you move in to this large circular room, and you see in this circular room, which also has another exit straight ahead, there is this large, thick metal pole. It is rusted. It looks extremely old. And there are lines of chains from that pole all the way to every side of the wall, the circular wall, which is kind of an imperfect circle, it being like chiseled out from stone. There is so much blood here.
This is a bad place.
Yeah.
And you hear bells. All of you hear bells
That
in this room.
Well,
You can't tell where they're coming from.
I've put Zachary at full
All right.
afraid.
Actually,
Full
you
or
have
at
one more.
7?
The skull is
The
full.
skull
The
counts
skull
as full.
counts as full.
You're close.
So
You're on the edge, man.
I am on the edge.
I want you all to roll a d20.
7 again.
10.
8.
16.
Okay. Nothing happens.
God, I'd love to know what these are, but also I would love to leave without ever knowing.
Yeah, me too. I feel like that's the good answer, is we never find out what these rolls are for.
Yeah, no matter how torturous it is.
Do you enter this room?
I don't want to.
No.
Not unless I would like to know if we see anything living or nearly living.
Yeah. The
Zach still has his light,
Yeah.
so you can see pretty well, all of you. At the moment, you don't see anything, but you feel suffering presences.
Ugh, Adrian feeling very queasy.
Okay. The alternative is that we turn around and go back the way we came, but I don't want to chance that again, whatever was back there. Or we can try moving forward. And would moving forward put us at the beginning again?
Yes.
But we wouldn't be able to orient ourselves to know that, would we?
You would see the staircase that you came
we
down
can see that
from the
here.
5th level.
Okay. Mm-mm.
If you came out the other end.
Wait, can we see the staircase from where we are?
Right now? No.
Okay,
So we
then
wouldn't know.
So you wouldn't know.
there's no way of knowing right now.
There is no way of knowing.
So we sense suffering presences.
Yes.
But we just can't see anything yet.
Do you want to roll perception?
I'd love
Yeah.
to roll perception. Give me a chance to peep a little better.
I got an 11.
14.
Or no, 9. 4 plus 5 is
I got a
9.
14 as well.
14.
19.
19. Okay. Liam will notice this. He sees what looks like a trick of the light at first. Maybe the flicker of torchlight. Maybe a trick of shadows. But there seem to be ebbing like a tide faces in the walls. And if he looks on the floor, he sees the same thing. Also kind of ebbing. The bone of a shoulder comes up and comes down. Hands, fingers, ebbing like water in this space that is entirely moving.
Does he tell us about that?
Yeah, he's gonna be like, this room. If ever there was a river Styx, this is it.
And Zachary, upon hearing that, looks harder and then goes, oh. Takes another step back.
I might like to take my chances with turning around rather than going through here.
I'm gonna give Daniel a fright for this room.
Mm-hmm.
Zachary nods and sort of starts heading
Two frights,
backwards.
actually. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
So you're going to turn around and you're going to go back to the woman?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. She actually looks at you. She looks at Adrian.
Fuck.
And she reaches slightly, but she can't move, so she's unable to reach you. And she says, "Son."
Fuck.
She does not look like your mother.
No.
She does not look anything like your mother. I think your mother's still alive.
She is.
But this woman seems quite convinced that you are her child.
Oh my god. Yeah, Adrian, he's frozen, but he does start reaching his little hand out to her because he's got big mommy issues.
Daniel bats his hand down. What are you doing?
I think he does. He's like, are you okay?
To the woman.
Yeah.
No, Adrian, do not get involved. I promise you, whatever, you cannot help her. You cannot help her.
But you're always talking about helping people pass on. What, can she not be like the nice old ladies?
If we had unlimited time, we would be able to maybe fathom helping her, but as is, we do not know if she is real or if she is a spell put in place to torment. There is psychological torment happening here in order to break people's spirit, in order to make them more susceptible to control. I believe this is all a guess, but, you know, it's a pretty good one given the circumstances.
Everyone roll a d20.
Oh.
18.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
It's like, you're right, Zachary. Let's go.
9 for Liam.
Super convinced and super convincing.
He did get, like, this really big pit in his stomach and the cold chills with that whole interaction.
Daniel stumbles a little, and he touches one of the walls, and
Oh no.
he stumbles, and he holds his heart for a second, and then he jerks his hand away, and he goes pale, and I'm gonna make him take a fright, so now he's at 7, and he says, "The wall touched me.
Are you alright?
I think you reached out your hand.
The wall touched me."
Okay, that's not good, says Zachary, who believes him entirely, and says, remember what I was talking about earlier? How there's a general bad presence to this place that feels almost living?
Oh,
God.
It wants us, maybe, possibly.
God.
Or at least it's trying to sap something out of us, I imagine, so maybe... I mean, it's not outside of the realm of possibility. I'm spitballing here, but look, I really think we should just keep moving. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, Adrian just nods.
Where do you go?
Are we back in the main hall?
Adrian also,
It
hang
should
on.
seem so, yes.
Sorry, Adrian also, like, pats Daniel on the back.
Oh.
Yeah.
He is very thankful for that touch, and he looks thankfully at you.
Grounding.
He holds his heart. So you guys are back in the main hall again. There are plenty of places to go.
I have a question.
Yes.
When we're in the shadows, how do we navigate where to pop up?
Anywhere that is connected by shadow.
Okay.
So if there's like a separate shadow where like there's a ball in the middle of a room and it has its own separate shadow not touching anything, you can't find your way over to that shadow. It would have to be touching it.
So it's connecting shadows.
Yes, it's connecting shadows.
Okay.
There are a lot of those here.
Yeah. My follow-up question is, can you sense anything while you're in that place?
It's harder to sense things. You would have to pop out. You kind of are just like in the realm of shadow, and it's cold and it's a little muted, like sounds are a little muted.
Okay, so somehow Zachary has learned how to navigate this area by going, if I want to get in there, I know to straight shoot into there. And like, it's not like sensing the other room, it's like when you're there.
It's kind of like being underwater and looking up at people having a conversation above water.
Beautiful, I
Okay.
understand that.
And you can just like vaguely hear it. You can kind of see it. It's ripply, but like you're in this like dark water.
So for real, he dips down into those shadows. If you guys were talking, he'd be able to hear you in that warbly, like, oh, there's sound up there, but it's really hard to hear sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And he can like vaguely see.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, what I kind of want him to do is I want him to dip into those shadows.
Is he gonna tell us what he's gonna
Yes,
do?
yeah.
He just disappears and we're all like, ah! Even Daniel's like, oh, I forgot I could do that.
Because my thinking is, if it's possible, I kind of want Zachary to go, we're gonna need a really good layout of this place. And it's possible that okay, so he turns to you guys and he says, we're spending a lot more time down here than we should. I think what we need is somewhat of a layout of this place. I don't think the church has thought ahead about anybody being able to physically dip into the shadows, so I might be able to bypass a lot of the traps. I'll be extremely careful, however, but I think
moving forward, if there's a trap in our way, I should probably try and dip into the shadows, go ahead of that trap, and see if there's something worth risking finding a way around that trap for. What do you think?
Would the spirits be able to get you in the shadows?
I don't know. But guaranteed, if we're not quick enough, the hunters will be able to come down here and get all of you who can't escape in shadows.
Alright, well, perhaps you can try it, but just very quickly, just in and out, just to see if it's alright and safe.
Why don't you jump into this one right here? And he just points out like a little crack in the wall that's right next to you guys. It's not attached to anything necessarily. Why don't you just try this real quick?
He does. He goes in.
Nothing happens.
Okay. He comes back out and he says, "Seem fine to me." Hold on. He goes into the crack. And then he comes back out and he goes, "Do you know what? I think I could have followed that civet, but I'm actually glad that I didn't."
Wait.
I guess we can... Oh, damn it! He slapped his head. Or he still sounds like Anna. He's like, "Oh, damn it!"
But, yeah, I don't actually want to go after it transformed into whatever it was. And we're not entirely sure it's there for the same reason. So it could be leading us somewhere entirely different and getting into Minoja's business that we probably don't want to be involved in.
Well, where do we go?
Okay, so we tried that area, says Zachary, pointing in the direction, and that led us nowhere good.
Zachary, I think, I don't know why, but I feel as though you should be the one to go through the shadows and not me.
Probably Daniel because of your heart condition. Imagine if you passed out in the shadow realm.
No one could come get him.
That's extremely funny. Sorry, Zachary kind of nods and goes, "Okay, are you sure?"
He's still holding his heart, and he says, and he looks, he has like this far off look in his eyes as he's thinking of something. He's putting puzzles together in his mind, and he says, "I think it is a very bad idea for me to come out of the physical right now."
Oh, Jesus.
Afraid, but not questioning him further, he nods and he goes, "Okay, Daniel, I'll do that."
He's very relieved to hear that.
Okay, so right now they're in this...
They're in like the area with the most branching off
So they
down
tried
that main
there?
hall. Yes.
Okay.
So the plan right now is he goes down a path, pops out from the shadows, or takes a look while in the shadows to determine if there's anything
On the other side of that trap.
worth bringing everyone.
Right.
I was gonna say, if you like, it might be nice to cross off every unknown in the south first, and then if there's nothing there, then we can go north, kind of be methodical about it.
Okay. Do you want him... Because he will do this. Do you want him wandering around the whole place, looking at things, or do you just want him a little far away and
Just,
coming back?
I think we shouldn't split up the party too much while we're in this area, so let's have Zach go down that path that had the circular ward in front of it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So Zachary points in that direction and he goes, "Well, I'll start over there." And then he dips down into the shadows and he starts approaching it and then starts going under it.
The trap is glowing a little bit. You can certainly like scoot along the walls.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So even in the shadow realm?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so...
mean, you're like in the shadows in the wall.
so Zach is totally fine, and then the rest of us can kind of scoot past the circle on the ground.
Okay, so for some reason my thinking was that he's always underground going like that. But no, he's in the shadows. Like
Yeah,
Legend of
shadows,
Zelda.
not like like
Oh, okay.
like you flatten and Link can go through the.
Understood.
So there's like a little chunk that goes in at the very bottom where the seam of the floor and the wall hits, so he could easily just like go under there and
Great.
be a part of those shadows.
Okay, so then he just avoids it and he goes around it, and then he goes to the other side of it.
Which little thing do you want to go to?
He's gonna go on the right. He's gonna stay in the shadows.
When he gets into the curly bit, his realm of shadows extends. There's no lights down here.
Okay.
So he's able to see a bit more. This little curly area seems to be lined with skeletons along the walls. They're full skeletons, and they're all standing upright, and they have their arms crossed against them, and they are like set up like how you'd set up Kit Kats around a cake to make like a pool.
Do you want to
So-
maybe try that again?
Are they set up like
I didn't write this
sentries?
part, essentially. Well, I didn't like give you beautiful text, obviously.
Like
So there's
sentries?
yeah, they're set up like little statues right next to each other, like a can of sardines, all
Are you
across
hungry?
the walls. A little bit. All across, they're lined right next to each other, full skeletons lined entirely against the walls. There's so many of them.
I'll save you the trouble. He leaves immediately, and he leaves the curlicue, and he keeps going
Where do you go? To
forward.
the southerlymost edge?
southerlymost pool.
Okay, this area is also lined with skeletons.
Okay.
But there's not too much of interest here.
Okay, takes a hard left and goes eastward and then starts heading north again until he hits another corridor. Sorry, Liam, he's doing the full lap.
Are you going up to that easterly bauble?
Yeah.
Okay,
Notices that there are 2 halls and he's gonna go up towards the bauble first.
so there are no skeletons around this area. It seems completely empty except for a fuzzy figure you see, just crouched in the corner. And they look like a hunched figure. You can hear warbled sobbing coming from this figure.
Interesting. Okay. Then he's gonna... Oh, he's so tempted. Okay, he peeks his head out of the shadows. Yeah. It's very that. It's very...
For the sake of combat, you can't do that. You can either pop in or out. I don't want you to be able to like reach your arm out and like hit people and then pop right back in.
That is so fair. I also hate that. Alright, so he doesn't risk it. So I don't know what kind of bullshit you're gonna pull if I come out and I might not be able to go back in.
Can Zach get closer to the person, like in the shadows?
Yes.
Okay, he does get closer. He does inch closer.
Now you can actually see the person from the front because they're facing the wall. And the flesh of their face has dripped into their hands, which are covering their face. And their face and their hair drips all the way down to become one with the floor.
Do they have wings?
No.
Then I don't care. It leaves.
Jesus Christ.
Yep, and so he goes. Leaves that area, and he goes down the little, like, arm of the bauble.
A lot of darkness here, but nothing here.
Okay. And he goes, he pops back out with everybody, and he reports generally his findings.
Okay.
Basically just saying there was nothing of interest there. So that might mean that what we're looking for is in north tunnels, wherever that's going to lead us.
Yes, I suppose so. I just can't shake this feeling. That room that we saw past the ghost, all of their forms were part of the walls and part of the floor. And with the civet going inside the wall and Daniel saying that the wall touched him, I can't help but wonder, I don't know, could they be in the walls? Is it worth going back to check where the civet crawled in?
I want everyone to roll a d20. Zachary, don't roll, because I should have had everyone else roll, because you were safe in the shadows. Mm-hmm. Right now it's just us.
4.
6. To our listeners, Chess has been recording each of these d20 rolls.
Okay, now I want us all to roll
Okay.
a d20, all of us, including Zach.
Okay.
Now that we're all back.
That's a 9.
Okay.
14.
10 for Liam.
Okay.
Is this a miasma? Are we in a miasma right now?
I'm not going to tell you anything. Daniel actually falls to his knees.
Oh no.
Zachary goes to him immediately.
And he looks far off, and he's holding himself, and he is just staring at the floor, and he's leaned over the floor, and he says, I want to go home.
Oh my god, Zachary is in panic mode now because he just saw something that was leaned over and had its face melting into the floor. Yeah, he's
You're at full
full-on
fright.
scared.
Okay.
And he goes over to Daniel and he kind of like helps him up a little bit, and he's holding him by his shoulders, and he goes, Daniel, please tell me, how are you feeling right now?
I want to go home.
Okay.
It's hard to lift him up, and then you see on his skirt, from the floor, little ghostly hands.
Well, Adrian smack. He smacks it like a bug. He's what?
Adrian's smacking the hands.
Yes.
Zachary turns to Liam and he goes, I'll pick him up, he says desperately.
Liam is going to get Daniel up piggyback style, because that'll probably be the easiest to keep moving rather than a bridal carry.
Okay, you are successful. Daniel's a small little lady, you know. and
Okay.
you're a big, strong man. Even Charles's body is equipped to pick up Anna Summers, so
Okay.
you successfully carry Daniel. And he still looks very out of it.
This is not good, says Zachary, which is obvious, but he doesn't know what else to say.
Adrian still has he brought his lucky rabbit foot and he pulls it out of his pocket and he goes over to Daniel and he puts it in Daniel's hand and he's like, Daniel, just, I don't know, hang on to this, pet it, just concentrate on petting the nice little rabbit foot, please.
Daniel takes it with hands that are very weak and he slowly closes the hand around it, but he doesn't seem to know what to do with it.
Just squeeze it a little, keep a hold on it, just hold it, and Adrian squeezes his little hand over it.
Zachary looks to them and he says, we have to get out of here as fast as possible. I'm going to check the rest of the corridors. And before he hears what anyone else has to say, he immediately dives into the shadows.
Oh!
I want everyone except Zach to roll d20.
17.
14 for Liam.
While Zach is gone, Liam feels that tightness around his neck, and it actually becomes very difficult to breathe, and he has to pause for a moment. Maybe it's because he's carrying Daniel, maybe it's something else.
Adrian also pats Liam and he's like, are you okay? Are you alright?
Yes, I'm alright. I feel like we should do something. Why don't we see if we can find out what that voice was?
It's hard to
Is
talk
that a good
because it's so
idea?
difficult to breathe. It's kind of like his airway is restricted, like something is like
It's like there's a
sitting on his throat.
Oh, God.
Okay, well
Like,
then he doesn't
like your
say I'm
esophagus
fine.
is actually smaller.
So he just goes kind of... Okay, Adrian just starts panicking. He's like, oh god, okay, hang on, I'm a doctor. Well, don't sit down, I'm afraid you'll be eaten by ghost shadows.
Zachary only goes as far as...
Where's Zach go?
Yeah, Zachary only goes as far as, like, this main corridor here.
Okay.
So I want to say he at least reaches this other branching point.
He also sees that there is another trap. It's near that weird little thingy thing, and then where the branch goes off into all the other places.
He goes as far as there to that main branching point, and he comes back. And because he doesn't just want them in the main hall where the knights could come down and see them, he comes back. He pops out and he goes, this way, and he starts like...
So you're leading them down?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, Adrian goes, wait a minute, Liam is also feeling bad.
How?
He can't hardly speak, he can't say a word, I think he has
Zach.
trouble with breathing.
Dan-
Go on.
He sounds terrible.
Daniel touches the walls.
Adrian smacks his hand down off the wall. Like, stop that.
Okay.
Liam is gonna try to stumble towards the center of the hallway as best as he can. To keep Daniel, on his shoulders off away from touching it.
He looks at Liam and gets his attention and goes, how well can you walk?
How well can Liam walk?
He can't breathe very well, and it's especially difficult that he's carrying someone. So not very well.
Well, maybe I can carry Daniel, since he's currently smaller, I can maybe do it. I can try it and you can...
You might be able to.
do a
Peregrine
piggyback.
might. Yeah, Peregrine
Yeah.
could probably piggyback Anna.
Okay.
It'll be a problem when we undisguise, but that's for later.
But you won't be able to carry Liam if Liam starts passing out. And already Liam cannot breathe.
Adrian throws his hands up. Well...
I know. I need you to stay here and I need you to watch them, okay?
Yes, that's what I'm doing!
Alright, thank you. I'm gonna go back into the shadows and I'm
Okay.
going to try and go even farther.
Are we out of the main hall? Did we go into
No.
I think you guys are still in the main hall.
You're still in the main hall because you can't walk.
But
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can walk a little bit, right? Now that...
A little bit, but you would have to pause often.
Okay.
You
To
can't
catch
help
your
them
breath.
make their way and just make sure that they don't start touching the walls.
alright, then Adrian does make Liam give him Daniel, his
Okay.
little piggyback, and he also walks very difficultly.
And he says one more thing to him before he jumps in the shadows. He says, and remember, you're a doctor, you've got this. And he goes into the wall.
Oh my gosh.
Where does that go?
He continues back down the path he had been before, not going into the phalange.
You gonna go to that thing that looks like a little person going, yay!
I wanted to go there since we've been down here. Yes, I want to go to the little yay! Because how many angels are trapped? 3. And how many little appendages does this little yay man have? 3. My guess is that they put an
Good
angel
thinking.
in each one.
Okay,
And that's just a theory.
so you head over there. It's extremely dark there, so you have plenty of shadow
Fantastic.
to see things. Roll perception for me. Add your wisdom. And your arcane.
Thank you. It's like you want us to win. 17. It's a preposterous amount.
Okay,
6 plus
okay.
3
So
is-
you see it. Okay.
17 plus 9, essentially.
So on the little dude,
Yeah!
on
Welcome to hell!
if he was facing away from us, it would be on his right shoulder. You see Something blue.
Okay.
Blue and small.
So, is that familiar, blue and small thing, familiar to the thing that had exploded on me? That one?
No, it's not lighting up or anything, and you sense a good energy from it.
Yes! Okay. Can he sense anything in the main room other than that? Because he's, like, in the body.
You sense the same thing that you've sensed everywhere, which is a lot of spirits and a lot of suffering.
Great, okay. So
But
he's
it's
just...
otherwise empty.
Okay. He sees the blue object, and
It's on the ground.
he pops out of the shadows, and he approaches it.
As he gets closer, his heart races in a good way as he realizes, and he picks it up, and he feels it. It is a blue angel feather.
Liked what you heard? Let us know by using hashtag DandiesInDanger over on our Twitter, Insta, Tumblr, and TikTok in the listed links below. We'd love to hear any and all comments, questions, and theories as to where the story might be headed. Want to support us and our lads' adventures more directly? Then please consider clicking on the link and becoming a patron today. For just $1, you can gain access to our longer, uncensored outtakes and blooper reels. For $5, you can have access to exclusive stickers, in-world letters written by and for the lads, poetry by Adrian and Daniel, and original music from the show composed and scored by Chess Albanese. Can't afford to support directly? No problem. Podcasts survive by word of mouth, so if you like what you heard, tell your friends, family, and local graveyard ghosts all about these exciting tales. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Dandies in Danger is written and voiced by Elijah Bergateres as Zachary Wilkos, Cass as Liam Bardsley, Chess Albanese as Daniel Pritchard, and Toast as Adrian Edwards. It is edited by Toast. Original score and music composed by Chess Albanese. It is produced by Dandies team and made possible by listeners like you.